Hello friends, this video on light part 1 is brought to you by V-Guide Physics. Light Part 1 Class 10 Science Physics. In this video, I am explaining the introduction of light, laws of reflection, plane mirrors and spherical mirrors, real images and virtual images. These are the topics I am covering in this video. First, light, reflection and refraction is the chapter name. What is a light? Light is a form of energy. It helps us to see the objects. How can you see an object surrounding you? The reflected light from the objects fall on our eyes enables us to see the object. It means when a light falls on an object, the light is getting reflected from that object, and this reflected light falls on our eyes, which helps us to see the object. And light, it travels in straight line. The propagation of the light in a straight line is termed as rectilinear propagation. Another main property of light is it casts shadow for an opaque object. It casts shadow for an opaque object. Then, the light travels in a straight line, I already told you. So, this straight path of the light is termed as ray of light. So, ray of light is nothing but the straight path. So, the rays together we call by a name beam of light. These are the basic characteristics. It's a form of energy. Light is the form of energy and it helps us to see the objects. And how can we see an object? We can see an object only when the reflected light falls on our eyes. And light travels in straight line and it casts shadow on an opaque object. Casts shadow for an opaque object. Next, laws of reflection. So I told about the reflected light. Here you see the diagram. This is a reflecting surface. Okay, this shaded one, this portion is a reflecting surface. It is a reflecting surface. It may be a polished surface, right? Like our mirror. Okay, so this ray, this green color ray AB, that is your incident ray. This incident ray or incident light falls on the reflecting surface. It is getting reflected back. So I'm going to name the rays AB as an incident ray. BC is called the reflected ray. And the B is a point of incidence. You draw a normal that I marked as N. So I'm naming incident ray, normal and reflected ray. The angle between incident ray and normal is termed as angle of incidence. So this is called angle of incidence. You can write as I. And the angle between normal and the reflected ray we call by the name angle of reflection. So this is called angle of incidence and this is called angle of reflection. Now, With this, we have two important laws. The first one is the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So, this angle that should be equal to this angle. So, I is equal to R. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Another one, you see these three lines are in the same plane. That is the next one. The incident ray, the normal to the mirror at the point of incidence, and the reflected ray all lie in the same plane. The incident ray, normal at the point of incidence, and this one, which one? Reflected ray. That three lie on the same plane. So these two laws together we call by the name laws of reflection. It is called laws of reflection. Now, another one, I already told you what is angle of incidence and angle of reflection. This angle is called angle of incidence and this angle is called angle of reflection, and this magnitudes are same. Now, next, I want to discuss something about our plane mirror. Plane mirror means, you know, that is a mirror we are used to see our face. So it's also called by the name looking mirror, right? So this is a plane mirror. So if you see your face in a plane mirror, we can see the same natured image on the mirror. So I'm discussing few terms here. These all in the coming videos, in the next topic, I'll discuss. So now you just learn what are the nature of images of a plane mirror. So the image will be virtual. Next slide I'll explain what is virtual. Erect. Erect means the same way. How we are standing in the same way. Erect. Same size as object. Image size and object size are same. Another one is called laterally inverted. This is a very important one. Lateral inversion means it is inverting. Means the left side appears as a right side for an image. So the images of a plane mirror are laterally inverted. The image is as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. So object and mirror distance is 4 meter, means the mirror and image also the distance will be 4 meter. That means this distance and this distance should be same. Another one I have written here, the focal length of the plane mirror is infinity. Okay, this term also I'll explain it in the next slide. Now in this you just understand what are the characteristics of image obtained from a plane mirror. The images are virtual and erect, and images are same size as object, and they are laterally inverted. Image is as far behind the mirror as the object is in front of it. And another main point I told about the focal length. Focal length is infinity for a plane mirror. When I discuss about the focal length, I'll repeat it again. Next. See, in the previous slide, I was discussing about plane mirror. Okay, plane mirror we are very familiar. Now, another type of mirror is called a spherical mirror. Spherical mirror means it is a part of a sphere. This mirror is a part of a sphere. So now you see, I just drawn a diagram like this. So in this shaded region means, the spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inwards is called a concave mirror. See this part, this shaded region, that is the surface in which the light cannot go through this part. So it means that the light is getting reflected. When the light falls on this surface, it is getting reflected. When the light falls like this, it's getting reflected like this. So this part only light is incidenting. Which part? This part, that is curved inwards. This part is curved inwards. That part is called by the name concave mirror. So see here, if it's like this, so this part is curved and this part is bulged, and the curved part, if the light is incidenting, that is called a concave mirror. But the spherical mirror, whose reflecting surface is curved outwards, that means this part. Here the light is falling on this side, here. Okay, light falls here only. But in this case, the light is falling on the curved surface, but here the light is falling on the bulged surface. So if the light is falling on the bulged surface or curved outward surface, bulged surface or curved outwards is called by the name convex mirror. Curved inwards is called by the name concave mirror. I hope you understood. Curved inwards. See again, this part is curved inwards. So this part acts as a concave mirror. This part acts as a convex mirror. Same, in a spoon also we do the same. Spoon. So curved inwards, curved outwards. Curved inward part, the light falls means that mirror is called the concave mirror. Easy to understand. Say curved part, cave. But convex means the light is falling on which surface? Bulged surface. Now I want to discuss few terms. Few terms we are using for the spherical mirrors. See this. This is a surface, and in this surface the light is falling on the curved region. So this is which mirror? Concave. But see this diagram. In this diagram, the light is falling on which surface only? The light is falling on bulged surface. So this is a concave mirror, and this is which mirror? Convex mirror. So I want to explain the few terms in the few terms of spherical mirrors. The first term is called pole. The center of reflecting surface of a spherical mirror. It means the mirror is from this part to this part, right? From this blue color one. From this part to this part. So the center, almost center region is this. I marked a P. This is called pole. For this also you see almost center is called pole. So pole is the center of reflecting surface of a spherical mirror. Next is called center of curvature. Center of curvature means, I discussed in the spherical mirror, spherical mirrors are the part of a sphere. It means if you can make this like a sphere. This also you can make it as a sphere. So if you make as a sphere, it has a center. This also if you make it as a sphere, it has a center. So the center of the hollow sphere at which mirror forms a part is called by the name center of curvature. So center of curvature is nothing but center of a hollow sphere of which mirror forms a part. Next is called the radius of curvature. So I discussed already two terms called P and C. See here, P and C. So the distance from P to C is called radius of curvature. So we are calling it as the radius of the sphere from which the mirror forms a part, and I marked here PC. Distance from P to C is called the radius of curvature. Now you can see a green color line I marked. The green color line is connecting between P and C. That straight line is termed as principal axis. So straight line joining P and C is called principal axis. Now one more term you can see here, F I did not discuss. So see, if you see F, for a concave mirror, this light ray, it is going parallel to a principal axis. This red line is parallel to principal axis. This red line also parallel to principal axis. Means two incident rays which are parallel to principal axis. After reflection, you can see that it converging to a point. That point is called by the name principal focus. I repeat, for a concave mirror, the light rays which is parallel to principal axis, after reflection, it is going through a point. That point is called by the name focus. So we can call it as the light rays converging to a point. Light rays converging to a point, and that point is called principal focus. See, the ray of light parallel to principal axis after reflection converges to a point in concave mirror. This point is called principal focus. I marked as F. But if you see the convex mirror, the light ray, we know that it cannot go like this. So the light rays, these two red color lines also parallel to your principal axis. These two light rays, after reflection, it is going like this. Here also it is going like this. If you extend that reflected ray backward, it appears to come from a point. Okay? What? The reflected rays, if you extend it backwards, that's what I marked dotted line. It appears to come from a point. That point is termed as principal focus. So see here, how we are explaining that is, the ray of light parallel to principal axis after reflection appear to come from a point on the principal axis for a convex mirror. This point is called principal focus. So look at here, principal focus, here it is, which point only, this is the principal focus. So I hope you people understood the points. Pole, center of the reflecting surface. C, it is the center of the sphere in which mirror forms a part. The distance from P to C is called radius of curvature. And principal axis is the straight line passing through P and C. Next, principal focus is nothing but when a light ray parallel to principal axis appear to converge a point called principal focus of a concave mirror. But for a convex mirror, the light ray which is going parallel to principal axis, it appears to come from a point called principal focus. Okay. Next two points are focal length. Focal length is nothing but the distance from pole to that focus. Distance from pole to focus is called by the name focal length. For the distance between pole and principal focus is called focal length. It is denoted with F. Then you can see another term called aperture. It is nothing but this distance. Okay, this part is called the aperture in this part. So it is called the diameter of the mirror, that is for a reflecting surface. Okay, I'll go for the next one. That is, I discussed a topic called for a plane mirror, I am getting a virtual image. So in the coming slides, I'll show the real and virtual image difference. But here I just differentiated. Just now you have seen for a concave mirror, reflected rays are going to a point, but for convex mirror, it appears to come from a point. Actually, it's not meeting. We are just making them to meet. So, real images is formed when reflected or refracted rays actually intersect at a point. But virtual image means it do not intersect but appears to meet at a point. That only I did for a convex mirror. Okay, we are just making them, extending them back and appear to meet at a point. Those type of images. In those way, if you get an image, those images are called virtual image. Or in short form, I can call it as real images can be obtained on a screen, whereas virtual images, we don't get it on a screen. Okay? Virtual images, we don't get it on a screen. Now, see, we discussed about plane mirror and two types of mirrors. I'm just telling the uses. Plane mirrors are used for looking glass in our daily life. It is used as the reflectors in periscope and kaleidoscope. Concave mirrors are used as shaving mirrors. Concave mirrors are used by dentists, used for the examination of teeth. Reflectors in headlight of automobiles. And it is also used in solar furnaces to concentrate the sunlight. Convex mirrors means it is used as rear view mirrors in vehicles to see the traffic behind. So these are the uses of mirrors. Convex mirrors only we used in rear view, we used as a rear view mirrors. Then in the next video, I'll explain how the images are formed in a concave and convex mirrors. Thank you. Subscribe and share the videos of class 1 to class 12, boards, foundation, NEET and JEE by Team V Guide Physics.